you probably missed out on during the night. What are some of the overnight developments? We're going to bring it out there for you, because essentially we're trying to break these barriers, help you come inside the process of this editorial meet. We're going to discuss what are some possible debates and discussions that we might conduct during the day, bringing you voices from both sides of the coin. We have a couple of stories to definitely talk about. The Manipur shocker is something that we're definitely going to talk about. A major accident took place in Ahmedabad in the wee hours of the morning. 9 people have lost their lives due to that particular accident. We're going to talk about that. Varghese, there's another important development in terms of the rainfall. Even as Gujarat, pretty much sank. In Rajasthan also there was heavy rainfall. In Mumbai, rain has wreaked a lot of havoc. We're going to bring you those details as well. From the Chandrayaan's update, it's the parliament is going to be in full swing today. The Delhi ordinance bill, so many controversial bills over there that need to be spoken about as well. So let's get the ball rolling. We'll definitely love for you to join us in the comment section below and help us understand what is it that you'd want us to do and talk about as well. Varghese, first and foremost, in Raigad, there's a massive landslide. Some 20 odd families have been rescued, but still 30 families.
Latest reports coming in is that four people have died in it. I'm just monitoring the news from the online portals that we have. It is saying that 4 are dead and 30 families are still trapped. NDRF workers are still there, and I think this is a very rough estimate that they're looking at this situation where the landslide has happened, and it is said to be the ground is still unstable in some areas over there. So the rescue workers are also cautiously treading on those areas. Heavy rains are reported in the district. A red alert of sorts has been issued as well. So right now they are not only fighting against the elements, they are fighting against this uncertainty that is there, and this entire tribal hamlet that was there just at the site of that hill has been.
What's the reason for the landslide so far? Is it because of the rains, or is there something more?
It looks like it is the rains, because the rains seem to have in fact unsettled the soil quite badly, and this has led to the soil actually sliding, the layers of soil sliding over each other and moving towards this tribal hamlet. This entire village is said to have been engulfed in the debris of the landslide, and right now it is a race against time by the NDRF as well as the local authorities to dig out survivors as fast as possible.
The NDRF, the SDRF, the local authorities, they're all on the ground. At least 4 persons have been killed, while at least 30 plus families of a tribal hamlet are feared trapped following this landslide at the Irshalwadi in Khalapur Tehsil of Raigad district of the coastal Konkan region of Maharashtra. That's the exact place for you. Around 24 persons have been rescued so far, while some are still feared trapped. The exact number of people trapped is not yet known. They're saying some 30 odd families are feared trapped. A massive multi-agency search and rescue operations has been launched. The SDRF, the NDRF, the local authorities, the police, they've all been deployed. I'm learning in the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, he's left for Khalapur as well. According to initial reports, 30 odd families, Varghese. I mean, that's a big number.
22 people have been rescued. Those numbers are going up and down with regards to rescue. 50 houses are believed to have been completely damaged in this landslide. And as we bring you the latest on the ground, it is being said that it has become a very difficult task. But the district authorities who are there are closely monitoring and giving a report every 1 hour to their authorities and super authorities as well, so that the monitoring of the rescue work is happening at that level. As you have already mentioned,
it is incessant rainfall, 150 to 200 mm rainfall over the past 36 hours is what Khalapur has received. I believe that's the Chief Minister over there. These are live visuals that are coming in via the agency wires, and that's the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde. He's on the spot even as we talk. Raigad District Collector Yogesh Mahase, he said that the incident happened at midnight, and a team comprising a sub-divisional officer and Tehsildar of Khopoli, they've reached the spot where they spotted 7 people who managed to recover and flee from the the landslide. Now, reaching the location requires a 2-hour climb, which poses a significant challenge.
That is what I'm saying. Most of the authorities are saying that when they move that heavy equipment also, they are worried that it could trigger further landslides because the ground is very unstable, is what many of them have
And for all of those that are with us watching this live stream, and amid this incessant rainfall in parts of Maharashtra, the IMD has issued a red alert for Raigad. That's the situation right now, and the Chief Minister is in Raigad. He is in Khalapur, where exactly this tribal hamlet has pretty much been submerged in soil because of the landslide in Raigad. 150 to 200 rainfall. The rains, Varghese, this time around, I mean, the havoc they've wreaked is quite unprecedented. From Manali, Uttarakhand, Punjab, J&K, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, I mean, you name it. The rains and these extreme weather events, something's awry.
Well, extreme weather events have been becoming quite, frequent right now, and that should be the concern that we should be looking at, because what we consider to be an incident like would have happened once in 10 years or 20 years is now becoming more frequent. It's happening once in 3 years or once in 2 years itself. So this kind of a weather phenomenon is actually worrying, and I think climate scientists are all trying to figure out as to how bad the situation is going to turn out to be.
So 30 families that are trapped so far in this particular landslide in Raigad. The NDRF personnel have reached the spot. It's a multi-agency rescue operation that is being carried out. Divisional Commissioner Mahendra Kalyankar, he's on record for saying that he had a video conference of all the officers around midnight, and also received a call from the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde right at midnight regarding the landslide.
It's not only about the landslide right now, Kabir, it's also about that at least 1,500 odd people have been shifted to safer locations in Raigad district alone. That's because there are flood-like situations that we are seeing in Ratnagiri as well as in Raigad. Because of that,
the IMD has issued a red alert
as well
today.
So as of now, because of the flood-like situation, the NDRF is not only deployed over here, they're also deployed across these two districts, especially in the Konkan region, where heavy rains are being reported right now as we speak, and there is an attempt by the NDRF to remove people, especially to locate them to safer locations from areas that are prone to landslides, prone to flooding. So I think the situation is only coming to light as to what the rains are, the aftermath of those rains are just coming to light as of now. But as of now also we understand that the IMD, as you rightly pointed out, has given a red alert, and these two districts are actually facing the brunt of it right now. Especially there is this report also coming in that of the 6 major rivers in Raigad district, Savitri and Patala Ganaga are flowing above the danger mark. This is what the officials are also saying.
All right, so landslide in Raigad in Maharashtra. The Chief Minister is in fact already there. 2 teams of NDRF, each consisting 25 members, have already been dispatched. These operations that you're seeing, they've continued even after sunrise. 30 plus families still feared trapped. 4 ambulances were at the spot. That number has certainly increased by now. Vanchit Bahujan Agadi Party's Vice Chief in Khalapur, Rohit Chandrakant Pawar, who was one of the first ones to reach the spot, said that we have rescued 3 people and are bringing them down to the foothills. The area is treacherous for this multi-agency rescue operation to also be carried out. They have to travel to a certain height, and that takes at least about an hour plus. That is another big challenge, and let's not forget incessant rainfall that's already there, and rain is not helping this multi-agency rescue operation. We're going to keep bringing you the latest updates from Raigad. But Varghese, let's move on and let's also talk about rain in general, because rains in general have wreaked havoc. From Mumbai, we saw visuals from Gujarat yesterday. In Mumbai, schools have been shut again. We've got visuals from King Circle and all these places where it's proper commotion. And Mumbai rains are nothing new to the people of Mumbai. But this time around, certain voices of residents on Twitter, on Threads and various other social media websites, the kind of pictures they're putting, the kind of ordeals they're sharing. I mean, look at these train tracks across the northwestern India. there is proper rain pain.
It is a proper rain pain, and for Mumbaikars it's going to be very difficult because in many areas they have reported waterlogging, and the lifeline of Mumbai, what we call as the trains, they have been completely, the local trains.
That's the plight of the people. Yeah, I mean, people just waiting on the platform.
This is the morning situation that you see, especially on any of those lines, the harbour line or any of those lines. You do see that all of them have been waiting to get onto those trains, and most of the trains have been delayed because the tracks are underwater. So I think it's going to be a very long day for a lot of people trying for local commute in Mumbai because of these heavy rains, and waterlogging also reported from several prominent areas in Mumbai as well. And as you rightly pointed out, schools and colleges are shut, but heavy rains are still continuing as of now. Northwest India is seeing a rain pain completely, and it's not only in Mumbai. We are talking about Gujarat also. Several areas in Gujarat have also seen flash floods, and many areas have been submerged. Cars have been submerged, and streets have been submerged in Gujarat as well. So in Northwest India, we are seeing the rain pain completely. I mean, this was what we saw, what we called as
the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, the BMC. It has declared a holiday for all schools from nursery to 12th grade. So the entirety of the school of Mumbai city and its suburbs on the 20th of July. That's today. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, who even as we speak is in Khalapur in Raigad, has said that instructions have been given to the Commissioner of BMC to rescue people who are stuck in the rains. The Chief Minister also said, and he's on record for saying this, I have ordered the Commissioner of BMC to assure people get back to their homes safely. That is priority number one. He also added that the NDRF, the SDRF and other agencies are on alert. They're on standby. All the emergency agencies, the municipal cooperations, everyone is on alert mode. They are working on rescue operations and assuring the public gets proper relief facilities as well. Since morning, I am in contact with secretaries and the district magistrates, and people are being shifted to safer places. He's also taken to the microblogging website to tweet the same. Meanwhile, several ordeals that have taken a tree branch, a 20-year-old man clung to a tree branch for about an hour in swirling waters of Valdhuni River in Kalyan city in Thane of Maharashtra before he was finally rescued. The man fell into the river while walking on a flooded road amid heavy rains at around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now all schools are going to be shut. Today the BJP, the NCP MLAs hit out at the SP MLAs. Vande Mataram comment meanwhile. So amidst all of this rain pain, there is also politics because, well, you can't let go of politics.
But you can't let go of politics, agreed. But I think right now they should be focusing on what is going to be the challenge ahead, because this doesn't seem to be the kind of normal rainfall that we see. And I think the challenges are going to abound, and they better be ready to look into all these factors. But the rain pain, as we were talking about Gujarat and as well as we were talking about Mumbai, but the rains, the Tribune has interestingly spoken about how the rains are also creating trouble for Patiala and other districts in the place. It said that Ravi is in spate as well, and heavy rains. Ravi is in spate. 7 Gurdaspur villages have been cut off. Fresh rain spells more trouble in Patiala. 2 killed in roof collapse. Mand situation worsens. So, I mean, there is huge issues that we are looking at, and also 5 buried alive, 3 washed away as rain batters Kathua, and that is 8 persons were killed in landslides and flash flood triggered by the heavy rains in Bani Tehsil of Kathua district in Jammu divisions on Wednesday. So, I mean, the rain pain is there across.
These are visuals coming in from Jammu, Varghese, even as you were describing the rain situation in Jammu and Kashmir. That's the intensity of rainfall in Jammu and Kashmir, and also not just Jammu. Got some visuals from Gir as well. Gir Somnath. Those visuals are also in. The situation is certainly not right. Take a look at that. People wading through knee-deep water. That's the situation. These are visuals from Gir Somnath. All of northwestern India, temples, colonies, you name it. It's pretty much submerged. People
the vehicle where you can see the vehicle.
The car is going for a swim, which is certainly a trend this summer.
Did we have a summer, in fact?
Did we have a summer? Are we having a monsoon? Aren't we already,
you
in the
see
winter?
A lot of cattle, in fact, those visuals in fact show that the cattle that is
water park-like situation for the cattle. But then again, I mean, these are, voiceless creatures. Who's going to come to their help is
Kabir, I was telling you, right, when it flooded in Delhi, there were some good people who decided to save the animals that were stuck, especially stray dogs and cattle. They were able to get them to safety. But, in a situation like this,
is the situation of the hospitals, Varghese. You've got patients lying on their beds. The water has come in, that silt and soil. You can see that the water level must have receded, and that's when the video must have been taken. That's the plight and the ordeal of the people. Complete apathy, essentially. People have been taken to the microblog website saying that, is this the real Gujarat model? Is this the real Maharashtra model? But then again, like I was suggesting, Maharashtra people, they're always, heavy rainfall is no news for them. But this time around, it's a little unprecedented.
You can see actually, when you say that this is the hospital, you can see the silt and the slush that is there on the ground.
On the other hand of the map, if you move towards the east, you've got Telangana. Now, Telangana has also been lashed with heavy rainfall. And heavy rainfall in Telangana is also not something new, but this time around again, people's lives have been thrown out of gear. Traffic comes to a complete stop. There are major traffic snarls, and essentially people can't really step out. Daily activities can't take place. Take a look at that, the traffic snarls that I was talking about. In Dehradun as well, again, Uttarakhand, a lot of damage that has taken place in Uttarakhand. We heard about the tragic loss of those lives when they were protesting the death, and some 15 people got electrocuted as well. These are visuals coming in from Dehradun. So from Mumbai, from Thane, Raigad, landslides that we're looking at, Gir Somnath, Jammu being lashed with heavy rainfall. The same goes for Telangana, and of course Uttarakhand being a mountainous region and privy to heavy rainfall. That's the situation right now. I would again urge all the viewers to keep checking the various weather updates, keep checking the Met websites before you step out, and step out only if it's absolutely necessary. Make sure that the wires, there are not open wires in your vicinity, because electricity and water, well, they shouldn't go hand in hand. They do really well when they go hand in hand. All right, Varghese, let's move on. We were talking about Gujarat being pretty much submerged, and various areas of Gujarat being submerged. There's a major accident that took place last night.
Yeah,
on the ISKCON highway, on the ISKCON flyover. It's a double accident, is what they're telling us. It's a Thar car, and then there was a Jaguar car. I'm not trying to bring in the brands or the type and the make of the car, but these are two big cars. These are two Swifty cars.
13 people are injured, in fact. Nine dead and 13 injured.
9 people have been killed. Of course, viewer discretion advised in some of those visuals, and we had to carefully select some of these visuals of what to show, what not to show, because of the extent of damage. The bodies were pretty much lying on the road. Those visuals. These are the shots of the daytime. There are some visuals of the nighttime as well.
Just after, in fact, we had to censor that.
Right there.
We had to censor those pictures because it happened right at that time. We had visuals of how the bodies were strewn around, but we couldn't show it to our audience. But I'm just describing the severity of that accident, where people, it was very difficult. There were people who were thrown out of those vehicles as well because of the sheer impact of the situation that had happened. And many of them are saying that what could have led to this. Some speak about speeding, some speak about things not being properly planned on that flyover, but a horrific accident. These are the visuals just after that accident took place. You can see how the front part of that vehicle has been completely
That's the Thar car.
Damaged. Yeah, it has been completely damaged, and 13 people have been injured in this
See how the
accident.
number plate is also covered on this particular car. If you see, the number plate is also covered on this car, and I mean the glasses are pretty much tinted. If you take a look at this video, the first thing that tells you is that the driver must be in inebriated state. Of course, this is all speculation right now, but the first thought that comes to your mind is, of course, tinted glasses, number plate hidden. There's something not right over here, essentially. And of course, we've had to carefully edit out the visuals. The bodies were,
Some of them were on the
They
vehicle, some were
flung
thrown
off
out of the
at least 20
somewhere at the
meters,
side of the road.
away from the accident site. There was a body that was lying on the front bonnet of the car with shattered glass around it. Even as the traffic is moving on, later on a crowd of people came on, and with their mobile phones they started recording the entire accident, the tragic loss of lives. 13 people have been injured. And there is still, we'll have to wait for a final report in terms of did the cars, bang into
that's
each
what
other.
everybody's asking. What could have been the reason? Was it speeding, or was it was one of the vehicles in the wrong direction? How did this entire accident take place? So a proper investigation is going on that regard as well. But it just shows that how careful we have to be when we are behind the wheels. This
is a speeding car that is pretty much plowed into a crowd at the accident site. So you've got 9 dead and 13 injured as this speeding car plows into the crowd at the accident site. So it's a double sort of a whammy for the people who were there. The accident occurred at past midnight at ISKCON Bridge on the Sarkhej Gandhinagar highway, when the car, reported to be running at over 100 kilometers hours plus, plowed into a crowd that had gathered there after an accident between two vehicles, a police official said. So basically you have an accident that was there. People had come in, just like how it happens. An accident is such an interesting spot. People just, come out and stand there, try to take a look, who got injured, what was the reason. Pata nahi kyun, just people just come and start, standing at the accident sites. And then you have this other car that pretty much has this target of a crowd of people that's in the middle of the road, and this car is traveling at a speed of 100 plus kilometers per hour that pretty much just mows down this crowd. 9 people killed, 13 people that are injured, some of them really, really critical. This is youth from Botad and Surendranagar were among the dead, which is what the local media is reporting. 9 people killed, 13 injured, but it's
I pray for the families who have had the loss because of this horrific accident, but I think we have nothing more to say about it, because at the end of the day, when it could have been negligence and speed, that very common thing that the speed kills, thrills but also kills. That's the only thing that can be said about the accident that has happened, because speeding vehicles, of course, it does give you the thrill, but it is also something that...
all right, let's move on. Some things that we are expecting today, of course, on the front pages you can see Manipur हिंसा पर विपक्ष हमलावर, केंद्र ने कहा नियम से चर्चा करेंगे. In the Indian Express, the top page says battle lines drawn as Parliament meets today. Government opposition brace for a stormy monsoon session, which certainly is going to be. Manipur, 31 bills are on the table.
21
has
new
told
bills.
all the but of course we should focus on Manipur, because right here on the top page, and for real, I think all of our heads should collectively hang in shame for that kind of a video. We're sick creatures. We don't deserve life. We don't appreciate life. Those are sentiments that come to you when you first look at that Manipur horror video. Well, outrage over that video. It's a video of a woman paraded naked, allegedly raped in Manipur. A probe is on, and this video is of the 4th of May.
It just surfaces now.
It is surfaced now. And all these leaders, especially BJP leaders on the microblogging website, Twitter, are putting out FIR copies and saying that the probe is on. I mean, you need to have a heart. The video is so gut-wrenching. Of course, we can't show you those videos. Those are some tweets that we put out for you to read. Smriti Irani saying, the horrific video of sexual assault of 2 women emanating from Manipur is condemnable and downright inhuman. Spoke to Chief Minister Biren Singh Ji, who has informed me that investigation is currently underway and assured that no effort will be spared to bring perpetrators to justice. No effort will be spared to bring perpetrators to justice. We're sitting at about 3 months since that particular incident happened, that crime took place. That's Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's tweet on your screens. मणिपुर से आ रही महिलाओं के खिलाफ यौन हिंसा की तस्वीर दिल दहला देने वाली है. And that's actually the truth. It is so gut-wrenching. I mean, of course, it's important for us to stay in the studio and be objective with the news. But what's really happening there, Varghese, seriously tells you, and you really have to answer those questions. What page, what leaf is Manipur now turning?
Till yesterday we were talking about violence, and we were talking about how women were involved in the violence, and then we were talking about how this entire ethnic conflict has become a big headache and a challenge not only for the local administration but for the central government as well. But when this video comes out, Kabir, it just shows how much, and in fact we have Rahul Gandhi's this thing as well.
That came yesterday as well. Yesterday in the evening the video came out, and then all the leaders.
We have these reactions coming in. PM's silence and inaction has led to Manipur into anarchy. India will not stay silent while the idea of India is being attacked in Manipur. We stand with the people of Manipur. Peace is the only way forward. And that visual, apparently it is from the Taubal district. That is what the Hindu is reporting it from. And Taubal district, when the women were trying to escape a violent mob that had attacked their village in Kangpokpi district. We have Ramesh making that.
And he's making a point here, which is,
he's saying today's parliament.
Tomorrow's parliament monsoon session, I mean, he of course tweeted this out yesterday, will start and it will end on August 11th. Will the Modi government allow for a discussion on the continuing horrific tragedy which is destroying the delicate social fabric of Manipur? Debate alone is not enough. As I said on June 12th, Parliament is the forum for PM's Manipur ki baat. This is a non-negotiable demand of INDIA or India. I don't know which one.
Which one exactly?
Which is again the problem with this, alliance's name. Although
but Manipur is going to be there in today's parliament. It is going to come up in today's parliament. I think the opposition is there's going to be furor, and this video has surfaced yesterday. Just adds to the fact that what exactly is happening on the ground. We had BJP leaders themselves coming out and saying that law and order has failed. We had Ranjan Singh also coming out and giving it that bite, saying that law and order is a problem in Manipur right now. And this shows the entire manner in which law and order has collapsed. Mobs were having a free ride in Manipur, and though they are saying the investigations are going on.
Rajkumar Emo Singh's on Twitter, he said that just saw the video clip of two women being paraded naked and sexually abused. Very disturbing and feel disgusted seeing it. Upon inquiring, I was informed that the incident happened on the 4th of May. The complaint was made on 18th May and FIR was registered in June, but no accused have been arrested till now. I want Manipur police to identify these people in the video, arrest them immediately and give capital punishment so that no person dares to repeat this heinous crime again. Let us not spare any of these people involved. That's the sentiment that's actually coming out.
Is he saying that there is no arrest happened till now? You're saying this happened on May 4th and there's been no arrest after that till
Absolutely
now?
No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The police and the government are saying that the probe is on.
No arrest. You're saying no arrest till now.
The FIR copies have been put out. A statement of the Manipur police has been put out. But what has happened in the case is
with a video that's going viral, with a video that's going with every kind of face that can be identified over there, you're telling me there's no arrest till now?
I have a little faded copy of the FIR with me. That's the press note on the 19th of July. That's coming. That's yesterday's press note. Take a look at that. During the last 24 hours, the situation in the state is peaceful, but tense in some places. As regard to the viral videos of two women being paraded naked, case of abduction, gang rape and murder, etc. was registered at Nongpok in Thobal district. Now, the state police and central forces conducted different searches at all these places. Curfew relaxations was curtailed in 5 valley districts. This press note also does not talk about any arrests that have been made. You should have seen the crowd in that video, Varghese. The huge crowd and just the two ladies. And for anybody, that's the FIR copy. I'll just ask the PCR to pause if they can, and we'll try to read out some of those information if we can. The name and residence of the accused. You've got a brief description of the offense with section and property that was carried off, if any. It says unknown miscreants numbering about 900 to 1,000 persons suspected, to be members of the Methi youth organizations, the Methi Lipun I can't read that from that far away. You've got the Arambai Tengol and the World Methi Council. I mean, these are people that have been listed out. These are organizations that have been listed out. You've got brief description of the offense, promoting enmity between different groups, committing robbery with deathly weapon, mischievously, vandalism, kidnapping. There's so much that's, listed over here.
Mischief by fire.
There's rape, assault, grievous hurt, murder with, common intention. So there's, I'm out of words.
I mean, this
is the FIR copy.
That means the FIR has been filed against unknown people.
The FIR was filed on the 18th of June.
18th of June for an incident that happened on
the
4th of May. So
absolutely.
Okay.
So and then you have these tweets that are coming out from various people. You've got from various political leaders, of course, politicizing the event as well. Smriti Irani was called out for her previous statements where she's said something and people then started relating that to this particular video. The bottom line is that if all of us don't collectively feel ashamed of what has happened in Manipur, then where is humanity headed is the question, Varghese. I mean, what's your personal take on this, for real?
See, when you have two women paraded naked by a group of mob with so much of impunity, it really says that the government of the day has failed. Let us be honest with it. Let's not have the government of the day has failed, and I think the central government must take cognizance of this video.
Their heads, then what will?
If the central government should take cognizance of this video and do what is necessary in the state of Manipur, because if they trust the state government to provide something, I don't think so it is being provided.
Have we come to a point where, we've been saying this throughout, that peace is paramount, the progress and process towards peace is paramount. We understand that the Home Minister, the Prime Minister can't suddenly come and wave a wand and fix the situation up. But the ruling dispensation in the center and the government in Imphal,
when two women are paraded naked and their dignity is exposed to the entire world, and that video is also put out,
we need more than what is happening on the ground.
It speaks volumes of what's happening. And if this doesn't, begs that question of what has happened on the ground, that means we should be asking that question, what is happening on the ground?
A video showing two women from the Kuki Zomi community being paraded naked by a mob of men and being sexually assaulted began doing the rounds on social media yesterday, bringing to light an incident which took place in Manipur more than 2 months ago when ethnic violence had just erupted. The video led to outrage and drew sharp reactions from across the political spectrum and prompted Smriti Irani, Union Minister for Women and Child Development, to speak with Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. A senior police officer confirmed that the incident had taken place on the 4th of May in Thobal district and that a zero FIR had been registered in the matter.
I'll just add to that, Kabir, I'm just giving you from the Hindu's report. The FIR stated that 5 villagers, including 3 women, fearing for their lives, had fled towards the forest and had been rescued by the police. However, the mob of around 900 to 1,000 men, some of them carrying sophisticated weapons,
you can see that in the video as well,
team and snatched the 5 from the custody of the police. They not only stopped the police, but they also snatched weapons from the police, and the state government had to impose indefinite curfew in the 5 valley districts following this. Now, the complaint said that the brother, aged 19, was killed while trying to protect his sister from the mob. Charges of murder have also been added. Now, the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum have also said that in a statement, what they are saying is that the ordeal suffered by the women is amplified by the perpetrator's decision to share the video on social media, revealing the identity of the victims. So, I mean, quite speechless as what has actually transpired, and the FIR copy just says a lot of what actually happened.
Meanwhile, this is what we're learning even ahead of the parliamentary session, which is going to begin any minute now. Rajya Sabha member of parliament from the Aam Aadmi Party, Sanjay Singh, has given notice in the parliament for discussion in on the issue under Rule 267 in the case of Manipur violence. That's the situation right now. Even as we're looking at the monsoon session,
I think the monsoon session is going to be quite a stormy one, and it's happening in the new parliament. We have to also acknowledge the fact that the new parliament is going to be open for the monsoon session, and there were 21 bills that were new bills that have been listed, as well as 10 old bills have been listed. But it looks like the opposition is going to bring up the issue about Manipur, and it's going to be an issue that the government says it's ready to discuss about it, and I think we should look at that debate. The
government says it is ready to discuss all issues, including Manipur. The government said that at the all-party meeting on Wednesday that it is ready to discuss every issue permitted under the rules and approved by the chair, including on the situation in Manipur, but said the insistence on a statement from PM Modi on the issue was a caveat for creating disruption.
So they are saying that probably, that means they're expecting some kind of disruption then at the end of the day, because they say that the
last couple of sessions in the parliament, there was pretty much no work at all. Some of the bills were passed. It was a major day that was given. Whips were issued. You'd pass the bill, and then it was just furor, adjournment after adjournment.
And also one more thing: in this new parliament, you won't be seeing Rahul Gandhi.
There is going to be no Rahul Gandhi
this time because of the disqualification factor. So, the Congress charge is probably going to be led by Mallikarjun Kharge, and you're going to find other INDIA leaders also in the front rows who are going to lead this charge on Manipur.
That's actually interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the opposition's unity is going to play out inside the parliament.
That's also something that we have to see when the parliament session happens.
So in terms of the bills, in terms of the new bills, in terms of some controversial bills that might come up for discussion, what are some of those? Of course, the Delhi ordinance bill is, right there up on the top.
There is several other bills, especially on privacy. Recently, they had passed on regarding to the forest bill as well. Conservation, not much of changes were done, so that also is going to come up. So there are 21 very important bills, and there is a bill that tries to remove all the redundant laws that are there around. My memory, 65 redundant laws which they want to seek to remove, because there is already new legislation that is in place. So they don't want these laws to be in place. So to remove those redundant laws, also a series of bills are going to come up. So it's supposed to be 21 plus 10, 31 bills. It's supposed to be a big productive session that we were looking at. But I think right now, more than the bills, the issue of Manipur might be dominating the parliament discourse right now, because especially after this video has come up, that could be the focus of discussion.
But according to Jairam Ramesh's tweet, how he's pretty much putting that kind of pressure on the Prime Minister to come and speak on the Manipur issue. The government in the centre saying that, the insistence on a statement from PM Modi is caveat for creating disruption. There's going to be a huge, two sides being at loggerhead on this particular point?
Well, we are going to see that, and I think the argument is that the government will be saying that we are ready to discuss Manipur, but why would you want the Prime Minister Modi himself specifically to come and give out a statement? So that would be the issue. There are responsible leaders and ministers who are associated with the issue completely who would be giving the statement on Manipur. So that will be something that would be highlighted, but the opposition would keep insisting that the Prime Minister will have to speak on Manipur at any cost. So that could be the point at which we are going to see a deadlock in the monsoon session.
And we've got Rajnath telling the all-party meeting and the government that the centre is concerned, in fact, about the Manipur situation. The opposition is also going to raise the Odisha train crash and the Delhi ordinance. On the eve of the monsoon session, which is beginning Thursday, while the opposition parties sought to corner the government in the parliament over the Manipur situation, the centre countered with a demand for discussion on violence during the recent panchayat polls in West Bengal. So that's the counter coming from the ruling dispensation. They're saying, you want to talk about Odisha train crash, you want to talk about the situation in Manipur, well then let's also talk about the violence in the panchayat polls in West Bengal.
In a parliament, I think we should discuss everything. So there's nothing, that's why it's a democratic institution. So whatever happens across the country should be the focus of attention right now. So these are issues. Of course, we cannot deny the fact that in West Bengal also there was panchayat poll violence was huge. A lot of the opposition parties in West Bengal did feel that they were, being completely harassed. Even the state units of the Congress as well as the left parties were actually feeling the heat about it. So I think every issue should be discussed as this anything that democratically infringes, I would say, infringes democratically on something. Those are the factors that we have to put in discussion. So nothing should be spared. The opposition's issues also should be discussed. If there is violence in TMC, led those polls over there. So I think there should be some kind of discussions on those as well. So let it be. I think Manipur should be discussed. I think the issue about the train accident should be discussed. The issue about violence in Panchayat polls should be discussed. That is the forum to be discussed. If something is that's the democratic forum to discuss. But the issue is the discussion should take place.
Monsoon सत्र आज से 11 अगस्त तक चलेगा. पहला बिल दिल्ली को लेकर. First bill is going to be on the Delhi ordinance. That has also been, in the limelight for the longest time. Recently, the Congress said it's going to support the Aam Aadmi Party, which is why you saw an Arvind Kejriwal in Bengaluru. For the second opposition unity meet, and he spoke about, came out and really called out the Prime Minister and the government in the centre. What do you have to say about the Delhi Ordinance Bill? Even recently, yesterday, I think the BJP leaders and the spokesperson said that there's going to be no difficulty at all in passing that particular bill.
Well, because it's very simple. They have the numbers on their side. So that's why they were saying that it's very easy for us to go ahead and ensure that the bill is passed in the new parliament. But again, the issue about it is about how much of autonomy can a state be given within the constitutional framings. And when it comes to Delhi, as I said, it's unlike any other state. It's a national capital region. So how much of a central government's role should be there within the state bureaucracy? Because you see, this is also being fought when it comes to the Supreme Court as well. And the court, the government of India has said that there was paralysis that was being looked at with the transfer of IAS officers, and the state bureaucracy would have seen complete paralysis if they hadn't intervened. So they have given that issue as well. Now, some of the bills that we should be looking at, of course, as you were saying, the Delhi Services Bill, the Data Protection Bill, which is another important bill, the Mediation Bill, the Forest Conservation Bill, which we spoke about, Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Bill, also coming up in this session. So let us see how it is going to play out, because see, this is the session that has started off after the Bengaluru meet and after the INDIA has come into existence. So let's see how the unity of the party is going to be looked at from this monsoon session onwards.
But what's your bet? If you were to stick your neck out, do you think the first session, the morning session, is going to carry out till even 12 p.m. till afternoon? Because usually what happens is there's furor, and then Om Birla is seen requesting the people to step back.
Well, and let us see. Why I'll say let us see it right now, because first of all, it's a new parliament. And let us see how it is going to, the debate is going to build on, because if I'm reading here, many parties want to debate Manipur is what is being said. The government is ready for the debate, and therefore let us see how that debate is going to
start. And is it high time that we discuss Manipur in the parliament?
It is high time, because it's almost been what, more than 2 months? May 3rd, the violence.
More than 3 months now.
Now 3 months, yes. We are almost reaching 3 months of that violence. It has to be discussed. It has to be discussed in Parliament. It has to be told. The government has taken initiatives, right? They have started with the peace process. They have started to speak with all the stakeholders. Home Minister Amit Shah had visited the place.
Well, in the Rajya Sabha, the Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh has given the notice in the Parliament.
Okay, so he's already given the notice
267 in the case of Manipur violence.
So I think the government will have to use this platform, especially in.
But apart from that, I'm reading on the front page of the Dainik Bhaskar. It says digital Sashan का एजेंडा ला रही सरकार. पर्सनल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल, जन्म मृत्यु पंजीकरण बिल, डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी नियम बिल, ये प्रमुख बिल आज पेश किए जाएंगे पार्लियामेंट में. These are some of the prominent bills. You've got the personal data protection bill, you've got the जन्म मृत्यु पंजीकरण bill, you've got the DNA technology नियमन bill that's going to be part of the discussion. Some 30 plus bills, and of course Delhi ordinance and Manipur are going to be part of those discussions. What's going to happen? Well, we'll have to wait and find out any minute. Now, the politicians, the members of the parliament are going to start trickling into the new parliament. Let's not forget, Varghese, it's the new parliament this time around. It's the session in the new parliament, the one that looks like the United Nations General Assembly. If only we also pick up those topics and really start talking about it as well. Another set of furor and adjournments and, wasting taxpayers' money, which we've seen happen over the last couple of sessions.
See, meaningful debates should happen. We understand. The problem with our democracy is that when we talk about meaningful debate, it doesn't mean that you have to protest in the well of the house. You can actually carry out those debates as well. You can carry it even outside the parliament as well. But here, the debate is not allowed to happen. Though, there are conditions for the debate, then no, we want this debate in a certain manner. This is how the deadlock starts. Like, for example, over here, we've already seen that they want the Prime Minister to respond. So the deadlock has already started. The demand is in place. And though they are saying that we will discuss about it.
And even as we talk about the parliament and arguments that are made inside assemblies, inside the parliament, what's really happened in the Karnataka Assembly? Let's move on and talk about that.
Karnataka Assembly was...
What's that ruckus all about?
It happened yesterday, and it was... there was a lot to it. Yatnal had a collapse in the assembly because of...
By the way, I really appreciated how the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah went and visited Basangauda Patil Yatnal in the hospital. Being a BJP MLA him being a Congress Chief Minister, but he went there and he went to meet him.
But something also 10 BJP. Yeah, that is that. But 10 BJP MLAs were also suspended, and
for creating ruckus. 10 BJP MLAs suspended for creating ruckus. It's like the script is the same. The characters have been reversed.
Yeah, the script is the same and the characters have been reversed, and they've been suspended for unruly behavior. It is being said that they tore up the bills and they threw it at the chair, and then we can see how they were removed from the
It says ruckus over lunch break. What really happened?
It is being said that the entire issue first started off saying that the speaker said let's continue with the session and technically forget about the lunch break, and from there onwards the argument started, and it landed in such a situation that what we see right now where there was those are the visuals where they had thrown the bills and other things. They came to the well of the house and they threw it at the chair. So disrespect of the house is what is being highlighted over here. That DK Shivkumar, in fact,
earlier the Karnataka Assembly speaker had made those derogatory remarks about well, you can't even say those things on air. Those are the kind of remarks that were made. And the Karnataka speaker earlier, the erstwhile speaker, said that, it was just a joke inside the parliament. And it's a saying, and it's an idiom that's been taken wrong. It's been, I'm being misrepresented. But what about this one? Now, here.
Well, this in fact, that's R. Ashoka, another prominent BJP leader.
Former Revenue Minister.
And then, all of them, the marshals had to be pulled in and they are holding a big protest just over there. You can see Yatnal, who's in the blue coat. Yes, this is the moment when he actually collapsed because of his health condition. And UT Kadir as well as Siddaramaiah went and met him at the hospital.
Basangauda Patil Yatnal collapsed over there amid the protest. And after that, the Chief Minister goes and visits him at Fortis Hospital in Bengaluru.
And that part of it, I'm looking for that article, the Mirror article, which actually said, why this entire ruckus took place, and they were explaining about how exactly this entire thing came out to be, and how it started with minor sloganeering, and then the issue about the lunch break and continuing after that. So this is how the entire Karnataka drama took place yesterday, and it is a complete ruckus over lunch break inside
these visuals right here. These visuals right here. I mean, this is complete disrespect. This certainly shouldn't happen. And
see, this is what they're saying. The lawmakers expressed their anger over the speaker's decision to continue the House proceedings without allowing for a lunch break.
All right. Quickly looking at some observations on when it comes to Teesta Setalvad. She was granted regular bail by the Supreme Court only after the Supreme Court came in and it called out the order of the Gujarat High Court perverse and very contradictory So the Supreme Court granted regular bail. Setalvad has been accused of fabricating evidence linked to the 2002 Gujarat riots to implicate senior government functionaries. Setting aside the July 1 order of the High Court, which dismissed Setalvad's plea, a bench of Justices B.R. Gavai, A.S. Bopanna and Dipankar Datta said she will continue to enjoy the bail granted last year in the case. Appellant is directed to be continued on the bail which was granted to her on the 2nd of September 2022.
Setalvad's
another
case has
relief
been,
for Teesta Setalvad.
I think a lot of people should understand what was the case all about. Setalvad has been accused of fabricating evidence to secure the convictions of officials over the 2002 communal riots case. So that was the case that was being heard, and of course it is on the Supreme Court when it actually looked at that Gujarat High Court order.
All right, Varghese, there was a fire in Siachen. We've got an army personnel that lost his life. 3 other soldiers of that particular regiment were also have also been injured. But lastly, let's just quickly also talk about the Chandrayaan, because Chandrayaan is it's our responsibility now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continuously bring you updates from Chandrayaan every day. What's the latest when it comes to Chandrayaan this time around? We were looking at the 3rd orbit raising maneuver around the Earth,
which is also
yesterday, which has been successful. Now, what's next? And how soon do we look towards the lunar orbit, our trajectory, the slingshot that you've been talking about? How do we slingshot ourselves, and how soon?
So there are supposed to be 2 more, there are 5 orbit raising maneuvers, 2 more are left. I think 3 have already been done successfully, and they are going to raise that orbit, which would put it in that slingshot kind of a position where they can actually slingshot it straight to the moon. Now, interestingly enough, there is something that was washed up on the beaches of Australia, and there is a theory saying that it could be the debris from the Chandrayaan launch. That is one thing that is in fact going on. That is also quite interesting, because as of now, even the ISRO said that they cannot affirm nor deny whether this belongs to the Chandrayaan this thing as well. But then one interesting story has come from Karnataka on Chandrayaan, is that there was a Kannada lecturer who said that Chandrayaan is going to fail, and now the government of the state has asked him for an explanation as to under what circumstances and what is the reasons why you're saying you are making such a statement. So there are people who want this mission to fail out there, and when this Kannada lecturer's statement came in, I was reminded about 2 days when the Pakistani minister said that we know where the moon is, you don't need to tell us where it is, trying to mock at our Chandrayaan mission. But of course, Pakistan has a space program.
Pakistan has nothing better to do, Varghese.
I mean, it has a space program which doesn't lift off.
Yeah, which doesn't lift off and continuously calls out ISRO. Well, so that's the latest detail. The next bit of firing is going to take place today between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. This coming in from ISRO. The 3rd orbit raising maneuver was performed successfully. The mission is on schedule, so good. The baby is getting there just fine. That's all the time we have for you. Varghese, many thanks for joining with us. Next up is some business news, and after that we'll come back with information and updates live from the Parliament. Don't go anywhere. This is me signing off. Keep watching News9.
इमरान अहमद खान नियाजी सबके दिल से हल्फ उठाता हूँ.
When Imran Khan came initially into politics, he thought his personal popularity would be sufficient for him. It didn't happen.
The retired military generals are openly saying that Imran Khan is